I just reached diamond. This
Nice.
morning. I mean, I was diamond last season, um,
I see
but
that.
I was doing with masters, uh, and now I'm completely solo queue
I
and
see.
back to diamond.
Different
Um,
experience, right?
you can see the lost streaks right
Ah,
there.
they happen. I don't have to worry about lost six. They
That's
happen.
the
You have.
emerald
I
experience.
mean, look. You are playing well in this games, right? But for sure, there's something you could have done better these games to win. Most likely, right? And that's what
Yeah,
we are trying to do today, right? You have 15-4 ADC, 15-5 jungle, and you lose. That's no way, right? So something happened in this game, for
yeah,
example, same
yeah,
with this, and yeah, that's what we try to do today to see what's happening,
yeah.
what's
Sure.
holding you back from just getting games.
I mean, my goal was
Because
faster.
from OPGG alone, like first of all, look at the CS numbers. Boy, I don't farm this well either. I am like 8 CS a minute average, not 8.5. And this is
I'm
crazy.
trying to like CS less.
Also, you're a CS gamer. You like CSing a lot.
I was. It's been 2 seasons that I've been trying to switch over from the 10 CS mark to 10 kills mark.
Okay.
'Cause I was more of a reckless type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm more feeling like Uzi. I'm trying to just limit test constantly, even if I have a 700 gold shutdown. I try to push it
Okay.
even further, and that's been the last 3 games, pretty much. Those 3 games, Kaiser, Kaisa, and Zaya.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this one was, I think, oh,
The
the win.
second one.
It was a hard win. This one that you're looking at.
Okay. Let's see.
Um,
Let's see what's happening here.
hmm,
Let's see why it was so hard, basically. That's what we're trying to figure out.
yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, first of all, great that you're farming. It's good. You're an ADC, you're supposed to farm, right? But let's
yeah,
see when we need to actually play with teammates instead of farming.
yeah.
Because my prediction is that teammates are doing things and you're just farming, aka kind of AFK while teammates do things. You're
Could
not
be.
doing anything to win the game, right? You're just farming, right? This
Yes.
most likely what's gonna happen.
Sometimes I feel late to fights.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
But let's start with the beginnings, right? So first of all,
Yeah.
before the game starts, there's already a lot of things we can think about, right?
Yes. I
So
failed to record the loading screen, but that's usually where I try to make up a plan for.
okay. So tell me your thought process of this lane, right?
I mean, kind of hard to plan against Heimerdinger because I never play against him.
Well,
Uh,
like just in league, I always try to simplify things for myself, make everything as simple as possible, and
yeah,
I don't care about what champion they have. I care about what abilities they have, right? So what's
yeah,
their
yeah.
strongest thing they have? What do they have that's super strong?
They got a very good extended fights, so I might try to push. So if they do take an extended fight, I want to back off and like try to burst. I could have gone for Hail of Blades, but I was seeing in champs like Kled, Belveth, and Swain, so I thought, okay, let's sacrifice lane
Okay,
and
so
go for
so
lethal time.
let me stop you for a sec here. Okay,
Yeah.
let's again, like I try to simplify things as much as possible, right?
Okay.
So let's see how I analyze, for example, matchups. So I
Sure.
asked you what's their strongest thing they can do, right? What do they have? What's their strongest ability, for example?
Oh, overall in lane, you mean?
Yeah, in lane.
It's gotta be
They're both lane.
Heimerdinger P.
Hammer E, right? And
Yes.
maybe the condemn, but that's like whatever. What about you and Bart? What's the strongest thing you can do?
Bard's Q with the follow up from my W.
Yeah, exactly. Like your W is the follow up to Bart's stun. Great, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we care about in matchups, right?
Uh huh.
That was the strongest thing. It doesn't matter extended fights, but yeah, sure, it's good to think about that as well, for sure.
Okay.
But we need to simplify this game as much as possible and put most of our effort into the most important things, right? That's
Right.
the idea. So in this lane, for example, Hammer misses E. Suddenly, you have options. You can fight.
Mm-hmm.
You could do something, right? Or Bard misses Q. Suddenly, you know, hey, it's not that good anymore because we get stunned. We can't do anything, right? And
True.
that's what's important. That's how I look at matchups. And then, sure, long range, short range, Bard might roam, summoner spells. Yeah, those are secondary, right? But they're important,
Okay.
of course, right? And as you said, like extended fights, you have a thought process. It's good. It's good to think about that as well. That it's just gotta prioritize the most important things, right?
I mean, don't want to brag, but I kind of do this
Mm-hmm.
subconsciously when not like not like when I'm planning the game,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that I guess is an error. Um, but like at least in lane, I try to think about cooldowns and all
That's
that
good.
stuff.
That's
Nautilus
really good.
Q, Morgana Q,
So
Blitz
you
Q.
look at Hammer and you know, oh, he's got E, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I always want to emphasize to think about this before the game starts,
before the
because
game.
so you don't get surprised, or
Sure, sure.
when you see the ability being used, you instantly know what you're supposed to do, right? You instantly
Okay,
know this is good now, right? That's why I
okay, yeah,
want to think about it so much before the game starts.
sure. I will do that.
And also, before the game starts, what do you usually do level 1? Do you chill here? That's fine. Okay.
Depends. If they cover mid entrance, I cover Tribush. I mean, I did saw Bard go to Tribush, so I didn't really
Hmm.
cover there. But if there's something like a Swain Blitzcrank, I don't cover Tribush. I just put a ward in there and back off.
Oh, so user word. So let's think a little about the 1v1. I could give a couple tips. So first of all, you decide to come here, which is fine because Bard is bot, right? But how come
Usually,
after you stay here, you just back off? How come?
because Bard wasn't covering the Tribush, so I'm thinking if they invade from Tribush,
Hmm.
I'm gonna get flanked and I die. So I back off to Raptors.
Well, I guess. But now as you see them here, you kind of know it's kind of safe now.
Right, yeah.
So you could still move forward because who knows, maybe their millionaire goes around and wants toward the Raptors and you're here to catch him.
True.
See you do
True.
that, right? And also, when it comes to going Tribush, right? You
Hmm.
said against Blitzcrank you would ward them back off, right?
Yeah.
What you could do is actually go right away when when the game starts and go past the Tribush into the river, close to the Pixel
Yes.
Brush, right? And if you go there
Yeah.
instantly, the moment game starts, when they are
It's
coming, you already see them and it's safe. You just back off because they can catch you, right?
okay.
Or you just trade flash for flash, which is fine.
Okay.
But you
Perfect.
don't. That's why I don't recommend warding level 1. Your ward is so important in lane,
Yeah.
and not having the ward doesn't allow you to play with confidence at level 2, 3, for example, right?
Uh-huh.
So in this lane, for example, what's your plan for the like first 1, 2, 3 waves? What do you think could happen? What do you think you should do?
I mean, we have the push because Heimerdinger is probably going to start with Q and
Okay,
Bard Kaisa. We can walk up and kill his turret, so we have the push.
okay,
I win and push because Vayne doesn't push more than me. If she tries to um, punish me for a CS, I just Q and attack her, and I win the trade.
okay.
So we
So
push, try to get a cheater recall, back off.
cheater
If
recall.
not,
So you wanna push like 3 waves and recall?
yeah, it could be a thing because I like to have a longsword at least in exchange for Bard roaming maybe towards mid because mid is a good kind of thing to try and roam to because Swain is immobile, Echo has a good CC, Bard could follow up.
Yeah, I mean it's a plan, right? It's a plan. Of course, we have to
Yeah.
adapt based on what they do as well.
Mm-hmm.
But ever thought about, I don't know, maybe go getting that level 2 advantage because we can push. We try to do
Yeah.
something level 2. If it doesn't work out, we go in the river, place a ward, and we keep playing under the turret, punish them or whatever. Ever
Yeah.
thought about, let's say, in a lane that you are super strong? Ever thought about like not recalling for that extra long sword or call, whatever? Or about staying more and applying more and more pressure, right? Ever thought about that?
I do when I play Hail of Blades on Kaisa and when I have someone that has a little bit more damage as a support.
Oh,
Uh,
but Bard has plenty of damage, I would say.
True, I'm just kind of terrorized by Emerald Bards.
Oh my, like I'm just trying
But yeah, no,
to make you
you're right.
see how basically in every lane you can just be aggressive and win and keep applying pressure, and you don't want to just recall when you
Uh-huh.
could be in a position that allows you to just keep applying more pressure, right? You don't want to drop the pressure if you can help it, right?
Sure. Just a question.
Yeah.
Um, is it for you still viable to go longsword in 3 pots?
I would say no, because
Okay.
Doran Blade got buffed big time. It's like
Yeah.
750 gold of value. It's insane. You have to get
Yeah.
it so good. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's
And
so
like
good.
never even go for Doran Shield or Call
I never
Guardian, right?
buy them, and I'm perfectly
Okay.
fine. Right.
Okay.
And I would say go Doran. You build more consistency with the same item. It's just
Mm-hmm.
solid. It's never a mistake to buy Doran. That's the thing about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But let's see how you play that level. Let's see what you
Trying to
do
play
right before
2.
level 2. Let's see how you try to pressure for level 2. Hopefully you don't push the wave too fast, so the wave still
Yeah, I
meet
was
in the
trying to
middle.
slow down.
That's
Yeah.
good. Let's see how you play this level 2.
Yeah.
You ping, that's great already. Hop, a mistake has been made already.
Yeah. The
And maybe
picking.
two
I
mistakes have been
was
made already.
just watching the video from that you made
Mm-hmm.
about the Emerald Nila who used the ability um, on the wave before getting level
Yeah,
2, and I was
exactly.
like, okay, I gotta do that. Ah, fuck, I did that shit.
So boom, you first of all, right? It's good.
Yes.
You recognize it now, right? You know what you did wrong. It's good, right? So before level 2, you don't use it's 10 seconds cooldown. Now we don't have Q at level 2, right?
Uh-huh.
And what do you think is the second mistake? I would say, like right now, what you should be doing more?
Walking towards them.
Yeah, working a bit sooner, right? You're getting level 2 here, right?
Yeah.
Look at this. Right now, we could, when you ping this, you see how forward Bard is playing? You
Yes.
see how he's trying to deny Vayne, but if you're not walking with him, Vayne can get that minion. But if you're
Yeah.
here, she can't, right? And
Okay.
Hammer is not even showing, like Hammer is not gonna stop you, right?
Yeah.
So we know we are stronger, we know Hammer has Q, so he's useless pretty much. We can walk. It's not stopping us. And if we don't commit to this, we drop a lot of pressure that, we just want to build up in this lane. I want to feel them like they're trapped, like they can't play the game.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so next thing, get level 2. You press W good, but let's talk a little bit about how I turn like bad habits into good habits,
Uh-huh.
and how I just don't forget to do things. So first of all, here, what do you think is the mistake you're making right now if you just walk up to them?
Not knowing where Belveth is.
Yeah, so right now you go towards them, and the enemy jungler is bot lane because they do three camps and they're coming, right?
Right.
Well,
But I think I do ward now after the wave crashes.
okay, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Good.
Because
You
I
woke
always
up.
try to
Good.
I try to ward between the second and third wave.
That's a good strategy. I do this all the time. That's good, right? And I
Yeah.
wanted to say uh, that this becomes a habit for you. You always say you always do it. Now it's a habit for you, right? You don't even have to think about it. You push a second
Yeah,
wave, you just ward, right? That's
yeah.
what we're trying to build. This is good. You have this habit already. But let's see what else, what other mistakes you have. Like, for example, the level 2, just have the
Yes.
habit of walking up more often, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. Just build those habits. Let's see how you play this lane. So again, we are looking out for Hammer E, and that's kind of it in this lane. It's quite a simple lane, I would say.
Yeah.
Only have to worry about one thing, which is
Kind of
great.
fun. Yeah. I spot Belveth in mid lane, so I'm thinking I can push this wave and try to roam or crash. But Bard.
Well, Bar lives, but it's not like that's a big deal for you. Right? You
No,
have
no.
such a huge wave.
Yeah, they can't trade me.
Right here, you could have even tried to hit Vayne, maybe, right? So after you see Bar leave, sure, back off momentarily. But now, Hammer is
Play mid.
leaving.
Yes.
You could have hit Vayne maybe once. Like, that's fine though. It's not a big deal. It's fine. This, you go ahead, you move forward here. This is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in bot lane, no matter what champ you play, you can always play aggressive. If the enemy scene, my voice is already dying. What the hell? I just started. Let me drink some water. Yeah, I would say.
Some water as well.
Yeah, so far, just for you to win more games, especially early on, just want to be more aggressive if you are allowed to, right? And this is one of the cases where you are actually allowed to do it. Okay, so let's talk about this moment. I know you're kind of wanting to leave, but at the same time, there's a wave, right? So you choose to get the wave, and I think that's fine. Again, it's about consistency, about good habits, and if you're consistent and your habit is to just get the wave before anything happens, that's most of the time correct. In this case, it was correct, for sure. It's fine. And if there are exceptions to this rule, we're eventually going to learn them too, but we just got to build up that habit of getting the wave, first of all.
Yeah. You mean this wave, the cannon wave, or those remaining minions from before?
Here, this one, right? Here is like, you see action there, it's like really far, kind of. Your enemy bot goes first anyway, it's like, just get this wave in, right? Try to get this. If instead, and this is why like habits are so powerful to me, in my opinion, because here the moment you see action in the river, it's like the moment you see enemies go and you don't go instantly, okay, I'm instead gonna hit the wave instantly and push it on the turret instantly.
Yeah.
But instead we hit, we go back, we hit, and suddenly we're a bit too late with the wave and it doesn't crash, right?
I was kind of hoping for them to not go through, like to cross through the river, so we could at least pincer them.
I mean, yeah, sure, it's a good plan, but yeah, just.
But yeah, wave first.
Yeah, just push that. The sooner you push it, the better it is for you, because you're just forcing enemies in an awkward spot, wave or fight. They don't know what to do, right?
Okay.
Okay, Graves comes. That's fine. But no, like overall, your early game for now, at least, like you're not making big blunders. Sure, things you can optimize. It's always good to look at things you can optimize. But because you farm so well, you had great KDAs in a lot of games, but you couldn't carry. It's probably things are happening in the mid game that we're going to look at in more detail. So you push this one, you trade. That was a good trade. That was close with your W.
That minion told me.
We could talk a little bit about what happened here. So, okay, let's see. Let's see how you trade with your support. Okay, that's good. And after you basic Q, right?
Yeah.
Just gotta be more careful because you don't have your Q, right? You don't want to take a huge extended trade like you did after you use your Q, for example, right? This was perfect, right? And now here we back off a little because Bard is kind of far and you just use your basic Q, right? Because if you don't...
I was hoping for that one caster minion to die with one attack so I could just W onto Vayne and E away in case Heimerdinger E's me.
Yeah, it's just the small issue is the fact that for this trade to work, you have to waste an attack on a minion instead of on Vayne, right? That's the issue with it, right?
Right.
That's what I'm seeing here. But it's so well, right? Good idea. Just it's an awkward position anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, like how you kite backwards to drop turret and minion aggro. That's good. So far you have great mechanics. They're not gonna hold you back. I like that. And your laning phase is quite decent, I would say. And you recall here because it's on your side. I think it pushes towards you. That's good. Great. Yeah, so far, probably mid-game is what you're going to need to focus. Let's see, though. Let's see if something happens. I don't want to skip too much, because who knows, right? Maybe you find a mistake you would never noticed before.
Yeah.
So, for example, here... okay. Yeah, let's start looking at the map and analyzing, right? So, let's see what the situation is here.
And Balveth is looking for grubs, so potential all-in threat from us since level advantage and item advantage. I just don't know where Swain is. He could be just waiting for us in the bush in bot lane.
Well,
likely though.
Yeah, in mid game, I would say, if you don't know where the enemy is, for example, he's probably gonna catch you soon in a brush or whatever. But in this early game state, most of the time, if there's action happening at void grabs, and the enemy mid is missing, they are probably at void grabs. Let's be honest, right? Probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? Especially because they're pushing you. Why would Swain be here, right?
yes.
So in the early game, it's more correct to assume things, especially about the mid laner, than in the mid game, right? But when it comes to the jungler, you can't really assume that the jungler is void grabs, because a lot of the time I say, hey, jungler should be top, let's do Drake, and then they collapse in Drake and we die, right? When it comes to junglers, you shouldn't assume. When it comes to mid laners in the early game, that's fine. So, let's say Swain top, Velvet top, right? Graves most top. So you said you could, have only an impact, which is good.
Yeah.
But what about something else we could maybe do?
Try to get prio for Drake.
Exactly, right? So we know Velvet is top. We know Drake is up, Void Grab's up. And we can get super good prio here. We're stronger. We can push the next wave, right? So what I would like you to do in this situation is to start pinging Drake, right? Just ping assistant on Drake, ping once on Graves, and there's no doubt in my mind he will come here instead. Right? Especially because Singe is dying, there's no more Void Grabs to be taken, there's no way he gets Void Grabs, Echo Recalling. So Belvet after killing Singe will just go Void Grabs. And in that case, you just know, hey, there's a free Drake now. Sure. So that's what I would like you to do, because if you don't do this, what could happen is Graves goes top and tries to do Void Grabs anyway. And this is just wasting time, right? That's what he's doing, right? He's just might need one, but it's like, I think Drake is more important than one single Void Grab, right?
Yes.
Or even worse, like he should be dead now. Velvet should go collapse on him, Swade should collapse on him. If enemies don't do it, he's their bad. But still, even if you ping and he doesn't listen, because you ping before, after the Void Grabs, and after the Void Grabs now, he would know that, hey, we can take Drake as well. Because you pinged, you are ready for it, right? But if you don't do this, he doesn't even see it as well, right? We're trying to play with our teammates, try to let them know what we want to do as well. And, you might know something they don't. Today I played the game, it just happened today. I pinged the Drake, I started Drake. My jungler told me to back off, ping me non-stop, I kept doing it. And then he came and we did it because it was legit free. Enemy jungler was topside, right?
Sure.
But my jungler didn't know this, and we only did it because I continued with my decision. I knew it was correct, so I just followed through, right? So in this case,
low jungler.
yeah, I mean, the elo legit really doesn't matter because, no matter what elo they are, they're human and they miss things, right? It doesn't matter if that's challenger or not. They just miss things. It's normal, right? You can't look at everything.
That's really positive. I think of them as walking words.
Walking words is nice. It's also a good one. Sometimes I think of them as dogs just because when dogs make mistakes, right? You can't really get mad at dogs because they just don't know what they're doing, right? That's all, right? They don't know what they're doing. I know they don't, but it's fine, right?
I was expecting something toxic, but no, this is just better.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. Why would I get mad, right? It's fine, right? You don't know the game, I do.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And staying positive like this also helps a lot, right? It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Bad week, and last week had a bad week, but now better overall look on the game, so I climbed to diamond.
Nice. So let's I want you to see some things that to give you more confidence. Look, here you ward, you need to ward if you want to push under turret. And because you ward, boom, we see Swain, right? This is good stuff, right? This is good. Good habits. Good habits are so OP. Now we just try to buy time because teammates are coming. And Bard used the worst portal ever, but never mind, doesn't matter.
That was beautiful. That Graves ult was real nice. Good.
Okay. I like here the fact that you kind of know this Swain is a guaranteed kill, so you kind of stay back at the beginning, right? You stay back, there's no need to go melee, he's kind of dead.
Yeah.
This is good thing. It's another good habit, a rule to have.
I don't want him to catch up on me, but he still flashes, almost kills me.
Yeah, but as a rule, when a kill is just secured, this guy is between 3 people, he's dead.
Yeah.
You just want to stay back, conserve your HP, because what could happen is let's say you're full HP and there's an assassin that's almost dead, then you kill them, but half your HP is gone. Then you go Drake here, and then enemies respawn, and you're half HP, and now it's bad, right?
Yeah.
When the kill was secured. And let's see what you do here. Hopefully you ping to push the wave and ping Drake. I mean, teammates do it anyway, but it's a good habit to ping, of course.
I prefer to push alone. I would have pinged if I would have died there, but I kind of want the solo XP.
That's fine.
I don't help with Drake because they're still in base.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, as a habit, you could try to build more. Like I saw you ping level 2 and so on, right? But you could also try to ping like more casual stuff like this. Right now I would be pinging Drake to like 2 assistance pings on Drake, and then like 1 to push, and they will go Drake, you push. Nothing changes really, but it's a really good habit to have, and letting your teammates know you know what they're doing, and basically forming a trust between you and your teammates. Because if you ping really good pings, they will just listen to your calls from now on because they think you know what they're doing, right?
It's a really hard thing for me to do. I've been trying to use pings better for me. It's been 2 years and I still ping too little. Mostly because I have my I only use one key for pings. I have it on G.
Okay.
So I have to use up the thumb, which I usually have on D and F.
Oh yeah.
And that's usually why sometimes I misclick and
I see.
do stuff. But
I mean,
do try to ping more, especially lately.
It's good. Like, it's good at to think about it. You're gonna work yourself forward to that habit, make it become, a habit to do more often.
It's a really.
And also, you could also ping with Alt key, by the way. With Alt key. Yeah, you hold Alt, then you ping. That's how I ping, and I use my thumb to do it, right? So maybe that would help you, but it depends. If you are used to G, just keep using it. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
If it works, don't change it. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's basically it. But yeah, just slowly build yourself up to becoming a better leader.
By the way,
yeah.
Quick question about Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
What do you think of the build that goes static into Ginsu?
I played with it. It's fine. Yeah. Why not?
Is it better than crit, or is it situational?
I feel like it's just personal preference. I don't think Kai'Sa has the best in slot build. Kai'Sa is quite versatile. She can go kind of whatever, and it works. And it just comes down to what you're most comfortable with, right?
Okay.
Because, for example, you play a lot of Kai'Sa, so you should know, like, when you have your Q evolve, if you just press Q on the first 3 melees, they don't die. You have to basic attack each one first, then press Q, and then they die, right? But if you have static shield, you basic once, and then they press Q, they die, because the static damages them, right? So that's a nice thing about it, right? That's why also, I would say I could prefer it.
Both the Q evolve and the E evolve faster with the static build.
Yeah, there's many different builds. So for you, like, just try a few of them out and just pick which are your favorite. Or for example, if there are games where you think Kraken is better because you can attack a lot and they have a turn on frontline, sure, we go Kraken. But if they don't have frontline, sure, we can go static or Stormraiser. It's fine, yeah, for sure, yeah. Try, don't be afraid to experiment and change your build based on the game, because if ever is, it's good.
I out one build on Kai'Sa, going Voltaic, Cycle Sword, and then Stormraiser and Rapid Fire. It was horrible.
Oh my. I mean, a game is not enough to test a build. You need to do like 10 games. You never know.
Yeah, no, it felt... I mean, I almost won that game. We lost, but it felt nice, but not as nice as Static does. Mostly because of the evolves.
Okay, so let's look at here at the display a little bit. There's a bit to talk about this. So when it comes to pinging, first of all, here if you're not sure this is a good play, you could ping bar to go back or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or if you think it's good, you commit. But let's talk about the matchup, basically, right? And in the early game, we already talked about the early things, Hammer E, right? Your W, bar Q. But at level 6, things change a little bit. So for example, if Hammer has 6, does empowered Q, it was the next to turret. We know that, good. But for example, if Vayne ults, what are you supposed to do? For sure.
Just back off, let it run off, and re-engage after.
Yes, but let's think about outside the box. What can you do about it if she ults? What can you do to counter it? What's your answer to it?
I try to position away from a wall first, because if she hits condemn, I'm dead.
Well, yeah,
Or
that's general because she's condemned, but only talking about her ultimate and what you can do to counter it.
I mean, W gives vision.
Exactly,
So
right? So
yeah,
let's say Vayne ults, your responsibility, top priority is to try to land W on her. That's
yeah,
gonna be insane, right? And in this
yeah,
fight, I feel like if you just stay here, right? The moment you see Vayne ulting, this W should go on her. And if
yeah,
you do that, I think she's dead. There's no way she survives, really. Right? Like,
yeah.
look how
Right
much
there.
Bard is damaging her alone. Imagine W,
Use
basic Q, right?
Yeah.
I feel like she would have been dead, no problem, if you just used W on her, right? Instead, we used it on Hammer.
Yes.
So, this is another, like, nice habit you could build. And that's basically if the supports are fighting it out and you want to join, don't instantly throw your abilities on the support.
Mm-hmm.
Save them for the ADC, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If you, like there are
Makes sense.
situations where you supports are fighting, you don't think you can get a kill even if you use your abilities, so you just basic the support, and when the moment the ADC steps up, that's when you burst them, right?
I mean, here I could have just like um E'd towards Vayne and just killed her, because isolated Q, even though it's not evolved, still hits
I
real good.
mean, you don't have to E because you lock your basic attacks for a little bit, right? Like here, I would be like, okay, I don't want to join that because then I'm in a bad spot from condemned, so I would hang around here.
Uh-huh.
And then the moment I see Vayne being here and targeting Bard, I would just use W on her, basic Q, she's probably dead.
Yeah.
Because she can't
Yeah.
use Q, you just attack non-stop. She can't do much to stop you after that. So yeah, that's a thing to remember. Maybe
Yeah.
this is more matchup specific, maybe, but it's Kai'Sa's. This is why Kai'Sa is also good against Akali, right?
Yeah.
Pike, Senna, stuff like that. It's also the true side is OP.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's happening next. Bard has to recall. So you chill for a little bit. Hopefully, don't go for any 1v2 montage play. You wait for Echo, hopefully. Hopefully, you realize Echo wants to help. Oh, he got spotted. Okay. Let's see what happens. Bard is coming. Okay.
If it was earlier today, I would have gone for the montage play.
Okay, here you could have definitely went for the montage play though.
Yeah.
So, here it's like, I know Belvet is here, right? 2v3,
Yeah.
kind of bad always, but if you know you hit W here, how come
She's dead.
why don't we just go, why do we back off still, right? How come we still back
Right.
off, right? We could have killed her without ult, then have ult here to kill Heimer, right?
And dodge Velvet.
Yeah, and the situation would have been, oh my god, crazy, right?
Yeah, would have lived.
But again, like these things, yeah, they're important. But I'm really curious to see how you play the mid game. It should begin really soon. Let's see what are we doing here. We're going for a 1v1. Let's see how you handle your W on her ult after she ults. Let's see how you do it. She had no Q, so you use W and you somehow don't commit to her. No.
Because she ulted, and I was thinking Belveth is here, Heimerdinger is here. They're gonna just flash engage on me. That's like a
Well,
long trigger that I have since I used to play Jinx, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna die here.
so what you're saying, yeah, is correct. Right now, look at the map. Belvet is nowhere to be seen, right?
Yeah,
So if
I
you
mean she's
know
dead.
if you know Belvet, like she's there right now, whatever. Let's say we don't know. Like if we just play the game normally, we walk to lane, we see Belvet dead, Hammer mid, you see this. Right now you know it's a 1v1. Right now we know it's a 1v1, right? But let's say we don't know that. Like Belvet could be here, right? If we know that, how about we don't get ourselves in a position where we are actually able to like maybe 1v1 the Vayne or not, right? So it's like in this position, right? If you say right now in the middle of a fight, Well, I don't know where Belvet is. I don't know if this is good. Well, it's like you're already committed to this, right?
Okay.
So if you're unsure, don't get in this position if you're unsure.
Right.
Because right now it's a bit too late, right?
Makes sense.
But in this case, for sure, like Belvet is dead, Hammer is there, we know she's here. And again, if Vayne presses Q forward, you W, kill. It's free. She can do anything to you if you land your W, right? In this case, like we know it's still a 1v1. Hammer didn't have time to come here yet, right? So, yeah, I would say just think a bit more about matchups. That would help you a lot, right? So in this kind of matchup, for example, right, Hammer misses E early on. We know we are stronger. Bar misses Q, they are stronger. And when it comes to level 6 and forward, if you land your W when she's ulting, so basically after she presses Q, you W because she can't really dodge it anymore. You know you win a 1v1. That's good to remember, right? And do that with every matchup at the start of a game, and you're going to see yourself more confident in these kind of situations, right? Okay, and here, for example, you don't want to do anything because you know Belvet could be bot, right? This is fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Getting this wave here is sure a bit forward, but nah, you're fine. It's like Graves is coming too. It's fine.
I was kind of having the idea of Graves is here, so
Yeah,
push the
exactly.
wave and
Yeah,
wait.
Graves is here, exactly. It's good. Right?
Or 3v3, because if he counters gang, if he counter ganks, we just win because Bard ults us.
Yeah, it's really good.
Graves comes and we win.
Okay, so now pause the game right here. You did the first correct step here, which is you ping that you're on your way, right? You see Belvet, you ping on your way. You win bot. Vayne no ult, you have ult, and your flash is coming. It's impossible you lose this, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what you do here. I would keep spam pinging for bar to ult and everything, right? I would just ask for an engage here. One ping is suddenly not enough, right?
Not enough, yeah.
And I would do the engage ping as well and start moving forward as well. Like that, there you go. See, big difference, right?
I was hoping Vayne would queue in for that melee minion.
I mean, here, if you had more balls, you could have even flashed in or something, right? But that's like risky. Sure, I understand. Don't want to do it.
Ult the Heimerdinger E, and Vayne would have been dead without ever getting to.
Yeah, here I would say support diff. Oh well, right?
Pretty much.
You did your best. Well, you could have played this a little better, but it's like whatever. Support diff in this case. You don't need to overthink it. It's fine. You know what? One thing you could do again when it comes to pinging more helps when people don't understand, right? You pinged once, then waited a few seconds once again. Sure, for most people it's enough, but this Bard, he should just try to ult. Again, this is why I'm not mad at my teammates. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know Vayne doesn't have ult. Another thing you can do, and why pings are so important, you can ping Vayne ult, right? If you ping Vayne ult here and then you ping to go in again, maybe Bard will actually realize finally, right?
Yeah.
So this is another.
We only have 5 pings now.
Yeah, it is
but
what
yeah,
it is.
no, it makes sense.
Yeah, it happens.
Also, I think Bard was autofilled this game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so. But it's like your Bard isn't best, but you still did decently well bot lane, right? Early, sure.
Yeah. I mean, he did good for being autofilled.
Yeah, it's fine. And when it comes to mid game, mid game it's all about ADCs, not supports anymore. It's your way. You have more. You're just stronger mid game, stronger than the support. You can actually control the game. Is Vayne level 7? Wait. No, 8, okay. So here, let's see. You're in this position. Two enemies dead. 2 mid. Vayne is moving mid. Let's see what you do with the wave. What do you think you could do?
I think I would just straight up push it and get the tower.
Hopefully. Let's see.
I was thinking about freezing it, but when I see Vayne get back or try to lose time right here.
Well, in this situation, it's like, sure, you don't want to push because they're still here, Hammer is still here, but, at the same time, you could try applying more pressure, right? Or pushing is most of the time correct. Because it just can't do anything, they're stuck in their turret. In this case, no, this is fine. It's no big deal. If Hammer stayed mid longer, right? Sure. I would say here, if you push instantly, here, I would say what happens is that then he's just forced under turret, and then you and Bar try to maybe collapse on the Hammer because they can actually move. But if the wave is here, this is why I don't really like slow pushing or freezing that much. It's because I'm stuck here now, right? Now they're doing the same thing, but to your bar. They're collapsing a bar instead of you and bar collapsing a Hammer, right?
Yeah, it feels icky sometimes to freeze because I know it's a very good thing because she's
Yeah,
losing
like
XP and
yeah,
money, but
yeah,
not for solo queue.
exactly. Like this is generally a really good thing, but solo queue is way different, right? In
Yeah,
solo queue, if you have the push and you have prio and have vision, like they can't play the game, right? It's way
yeah.
more important to get that vision, prio, get a kill, get them off guard, than to deny a couple ways from the enemy. That doesn't matter as much in the long run in solo queue, unfortunately. Let's see what else happens. Let's just try to play this coming bot. It's a bit
Yeah.
unlucky.
Season 14 ADC gameplay.
Don't even expect you see the ult, but you're like, what bot? Like what? Oh, look at that beautiful ult from
That
Bart.
was
Wow.
beautiful.
This is why I never blame support. I did say support if, but it's like, man, he did a good thing. I can't blame him. Like, it's good.
We would have died, both of us.
Yep. Okay. And that is it's broken. It's finally time for mid game. Here, I'm guessing you bait because you saw Graves coming.
Yes,
Hopefully,
yes.
for sure. There's no doubt
I
in my
had
mind.
ult.
Like, I can tell you. You know he's coming. It's for sure. And unfortunately, igniting exists. It's fine.
I mean, we had the kill, and I was thinking, maybe I can get the
Oh,
kill then.
oh, this is the situation I told you about, right? If the kill is
Yeah,
guaranteed, like here, right? It's guaranteed. We don't do
we'll
this, right?
box up and press F.
If Graves didn't miss ult, right? But it's like if you back off, he's dead anyway, right?
Yeah, I kind of wanted the kill though,
Yeah.
but
So yeah, try not. This situation happened twice this game, right? So if you
yeah,
fix this habit, you know you're going to do so much better in your games.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Let's see what happens mid game. Let's see where you open.
I think at a certain point I buy anti-heal this game because they don't. My teammates don't.
I mean, sure, that's fine. I agree with that sometimes. Yeah, like Vayne has healing, Sven has healing, Velvet has a bit of healing. Right, you know, if you really want it, you think you need it, sure, go for it. It's not bad. It's fine.
I think Kled was building what's the item? Sundered Sky.
I don't even
So
know what that does.
that's when it's the healing
I mean,
giga.
again, if you think you need anti-heal, you can buy it. It's not bad,
Yeah,
right? It reduces healing. It's never bad. Okay, let's hear what you do after this wave. Hopefully you go back to mid lane.
I try to most of the time.
So let's see if you try to hear. Yes, there you go. Go mid. Go mid. You go mid. Yeah, there you go. Because if you go top right now, you know the jungle is dark, right?
Yeah.
It's like, sure you could grid for another wave, but it's a bit coin flip.
If I had ult, I would have.
Oh, here, yeah, for sure. Why not? It's like you're playing together and there's only two enemies. The other two could be close, but it's like Echo is coming, you have Grace, bar, it's fine. It's a good fight. Okay, you ping Echo to come top, that's good. See, like, you ping a couple of times, look, they listen, right? It's great, right? This is why ping
And
is OP.
sometimes they don't even with 5 pings.
Yeah, but most of the time they do, right? It's why it's important to do it. Right? When you tell a dog sit, most of the time they do. Sometimes they don't, it's fine.
Yeah, speak another language.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is what you do. Oh, Hammer is anything. You go for this. You look at the map before and you know, hey, there's nobody and you have vision. Good.
Easy.
Okay, so let's see. You actually said you barely won this game because so far it looks like a stomp to me.
I don't remember actually if it was close or if now Graves starts picking up on kills and we just win from here.
I guess we'll see.
Because it had
So,
some Kaisa games a lot that had this idea, like good early game, and then they just run us over.
mm-hmm.
But then we barely win. I
So,
don't remember.
for example, because it's mid game, this is where you probably struggle. So, let's talk about tempo basically right now,
Yeah.
right? So, in this moment, your Echo is super forward in tempo. He's pushing the top turret. Your
Yes.
Siege is gonna hit Kled, right?
Yeah.
And Swain is dead. So right now, if you recall here,
It's kind of trolling.
yeah, you're
It's
putting
trolling.
yourself off tempo, right?
Yeah.
You could be tempted to say, wait, I can buy Navori, that's good, right? But at the same time, it's like, what else do you think you can do here, right? There's a couple options.
I could invade their jungle. I got vision, get Grump,
Yeah,
push the wave
or
bot lane, get tier
yeah, you
1.
can like go with the mid wave, go in their jungle, get Wolves Grump, or go get Raptors, or right? Maybe push mid if
Yeah.
it's actually free. And if you do that, you're on tempo, you're helping teammates, Echo's pushing top, like somebody has to go from their team top. Right? It's like, you're doing something productive. But right now, if you recall, look, Velvet top, right? And you might be tempted to say, look, Drake is spawning soon. Yeah, that's true. Having an item before Drake is great, right? But why do you even need an item before Drake if we're actually playing with the team before the Drake and they die and they can't contest? Like the extra item
Yeah.
doesn't help a Drake if they are dead because
It's
whatever.
flipping at that point.
Yeah, it's like right now you're putting yourself off tempo,
Yeah.
like intentionally, and now Vayne might be able to push the next mid wave, and you never know. And here, if you helped Echo, you probably would have killed Velvet, right?
Right.
So in this moment, instead of recalling, it's like Navori or not, if you go get Raptors here, then you see Belvet low HP, you kill Belvet. It doesn't matter if you have 3 items or 1 item, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, even when you have a lot of gold, try to think outside the box when recalling. Or when you recall, as a good habit is to have, if I'm recalling, see what my teammates are doing. If nobody is recalling, I don't think I recall either, right? But if your teammates are recalling, sure, we recall together. Today I played a few games, and in a couple of them, this is exactly what happened. Every call I took, it was when allies also recalled, and because of it, we just steamrolled the game. We never got caught. It's perfect. We play together.
Yeah, that's actually something that I never think about.
Because I like taking this example of calling allies dogs. Like I feel like people when they call their allies dogs, it's like a negative thing. But to me, like that's a good thing, right? So it's like if your allies are dogs and you play together with them, it's like dogs are good guard dogs. Nothing bad can happen to you if you play with your allies, right? You can just win the game if you play with them. But if you don't play with them, you're alone.
Right.
It's like, right? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly like perfect example, right? Belve would have been dead here if you didn't recall, right?
Yeah, without chasing. No need.
Okay.
If I had hit W, I would have gone in. Because I had
Yeah.
flash and ghost.
And here it's Suvicu because we saw Hammer walking topside.
Yes. Yes.
And you are confident enough you win this. That's good.
Also because of Navori power spike is
Yeah,
just...
like you're just way stronger right now. In that Suvicu for sure you win. Echo is pinging you. Oh no. You mute, that's good. But yeah, like it's nice to look at these situations because it makes you realize, wait, I killed Echo here.
Yes.
Wait, I tilted Echo. He's tilted because of me. I tilted him. All I had to do is not recall. It's crazy. A little thing like this can secure Drake. You basically secure Drake right now if you didn't recall. Because you would have killed Velvet and then just go Drake for free, right? But instead
you
now, right, it's...
pinged me because I pinged on my way and then backed off.
Well, either way,
But
right?
it's my fault still.
Yeah, it's good to think about it. Oh, everything recorded. Let's go. Okay, let's
It's a habit.
That's fine. Oh, look at
That
that.
was giga ult, but a little late.
Okay, so first of all, we can see how it's crazy how because you recall this happens, right? Because you
Yes.
do recall, it's crazy. But even if you recall, like making a mistake is not enough to lose a game. Making a few mistakes is enough. Do you know about the Swiss cheese model?
No.
Okay, so basically, This is the Swiss cheese model. Okay.
Ah.
So the first mistake you made is to recall here. That's the first layer. It goes through. Second mistake you made here is join the bot lane fight when you could go mid, for example, right? This is lost.
Right.
You should go mid. That's the second layer. The third layer, who knows? We'll see. And that makes you lose Drake, right? So if you just don't make one of these mistakes, Drake is not lost, right? So
Yeah.
even if you make the mistake of recalling, right? Because this was a bit hard to spot, let's say, right? Maybe this is a bit hard to spot. It could be like, yeah, I have item before Drake, sure.
Right.
Okay, whatever. You're not perfect. Nobody is. You make this mistake. Sure, we don't make the second mistake. Here, let's look at the map. Echo dead. Clay is gonna respawn in 10. Drake is up. So we know we're gonna be 4v5 at Drake when it spawns. It's not great, right? So we just try to look at something else we can do, right? So right now we take the mid wave. This is fine. We take the mid wave. And after the mid wave, that's when, you've got to make a decision, right? So right now we pause the game and just analyze the map. What's happening right now? What do you think is happening?
Echo's off the map. Belvith has just recalled and is getting back from base straight to bottling.
But let's learn how to gather info, because in League, how I play the game again is I simplify the game as much as possible, and I just have 4 things. This is like a nice checklist you can do in your mind every time you push a wave on mid lane in mid game, right?
Yeah.
Look where there are, like, how many enemies there are here. Look how many allies are here. Look at the mid wave and look at objectives, right? So let's start with the beginning. Let's think about enemies. What do we know about them? They are
Swain's bot lane.
And the rest 4 of them, where are they?
Off the map in base.
Well, in base, they could be coming, they could be here. They're probably here, right? If you don't see them, they're probably here, right?
Okay.
So there's 4 enemies here, like bot side, jungle, whatever, right?
Yeah.
What about your team?
1 is not here and is not going to be for a long time.
Yeah, so it's basically, if you start walking now, it's like 4 of you, right? So,
yeah,
okay, yeah, it's 4 of you, enemies are 5. Okay, let's now look at midwave. Midwave, you just
pushing
pushed
towards tier 2,
and now it's pushing towards tier 2, right? So it's not like, it's like you don't have to be mid. It's like we pushed it already, right? It's our turn to do something, right? And then let's look at objectives.
Drake's up.
Drake's up.
Running.
Yeah, and you could look at the mid turret, because there's no mid wave, we pushed it. The mid turret suddenly becomes also an objective, right? We could potentially hit it if there's nobody defending it, right? So with all this information, here, after we gather all the information like this, I think it's quite obvious what you should be doing, right?
Keep pushing mid.
Yeah, and why is that?
Because bot fight is gone. We can't contest Drake because it's 4v5.
Exactly.
Right? Too early.
Boom. There you go. You see how after you gather all the information, you only need to worry about 4 things, remember them, and when you gather information, then you make this decision. It becomes really obvious. We know 4v5. Let's try to look for something else. Midway we pushed. Well, mid turret. Sure, we go mid here. Right?
Okay.
And here, at least, if your teammates die at Drake, right? You would be mid right now. You would be pushing that turret. Nobody's contesting your turret here, let's be honest. And after you push mid turret and your allies die here, if you're unsure about the next turret, the inhib, sure, we don't take it. But you could take their raptors, you could take their cracks, you could go top, maybe push top turret, you could take scuttler before baron. So many options. But instead we walk here, and I'm sure you are just gonna walk back.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is what's gonna happen. You walk here, you W, and then you walk back. And suddenly we lost the mid turret, lost the mid wave.
And Drake.
Drake would have lost anyway, whatever, right? And it's like, man, we could have done so much better, right? Could have actually gotten a turret, gotten the enemy jungle. If you get their jungle, it's huge. The enemy jungle can't farm anymore. It's crazy, right? And right now, even right now it's like 3v5. We are, did you help steal this Drake? Not really, right?
Not really.
Imagine if you were mid. Like, if anything, if you were pushing mid, you would have made Echo's job easier because one of the enemies would have had to come towards you, right?
Right.
So this is how I want you to think about the league. You know, you just gather information, make a decision based on information, right? And if
Yeah.
you're unsure, you know, take the worst case possible and just play it safe. So if you don't know where the enemies are, they're all bot. It's 5 enemies. Good. So we know we don't take the 4v5. Okay. So let's see here. You stay for a cheese play. This is fine. I think this is fine. You just gotta be wary of, you know, maybe enemies are here and there's a Baron up. If they see all of you bot, they might do a Baron. There are things to think about, but I think this is fine.
I had to ult because that Kled was scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Healing
Better,
constantly and wasn't dying.
better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's talk about this moment right now. And, you know, again, as a habit, try after you get the wave, try to again think about those 4 steps and make a decision, right? We get this wave, and right now we are pausing, right? In a game, you can't pause, but you're just going to become faster and faster by, you know, if you just keep practicing. Right now, you know, let's analyze the map again. What do we know?
Kled's off the map.
Yeah,
Vayne, Heimerdinger are mid lane, so mid wave is probably going to get pushed to us.
Well, let's not think about like mid wave, pushed, or well, let's just take it step by step. Let's only think about enemies. What do we know about enemies? That's it.
Belveth somewhere top side because camps are up top side.
Well, in mid game again, as a rule, if you don't know where they are exactly,
true,
just
actually.
put them closest to you. So their
Behind.
jungle and mid laner, right? Or not even think about their jungle and mid lane. 2 enemies are somewhere both side, possibly, right? And 2 of them are mid lane, and 1 is dead. Okay, so they have four enemies alive doing something. Okay, let's now think about allies.
Graves top lane, Echo's mid lane, 3 of us are bot lane. So
okay,
if they do come, the 2 ones that are not mid lane,
yeah,
we are 3v2. So
3v2, right? So right now on bot we are stronger, right? Great.
Yeah.
Let's think about, you know, usually mid wave, but right now you're not mid, so it's like you don't really need to think about mid in this game, right? In this case. I usually say like I usually like to have my mid wave as the 3rd step because it's your responsibility to get it. But if things are weird or bot, so for whatever there was fight, sure, whatever. You don't think about mid wave in this case. And what about objectives, right?
T1 bot lane is gonna fall in a second, so we could keep pushing.
Yeah, it's like you have a wave here. It's an objective. It's super fragile, right? And what else do we know?
Baron's up.
Yeah.
Kind of late if we try to do Baron, but
yeah, Baron is up. Okay, and you know, also let's talk about Graves, right? Graves is pushing top as well, right? So maybe top tier 2, whatever. Okay, so we know 3 allies bot, 1 mid, 1 top. 2 enemies are mid. 2 enemies could be bot, but if they're bot, it's still a 3v2 bot. And you know, there's a Baron up, but it is a turret to get here. Top is pushing. What do you think you should do, right?
Keep pushing bot lane.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, if they start Baron all of a sudden, well, what's stopping you from getting bot inhib or whatever, right? It's like they get Baron, but you still get their jungle, you get 2 turrets, you get like, it's fine, right? And also, remember another habit. When you press the B button, instead of looking at the shop, in these 8 seconds, you look at the map, you look at your allies. What are my allies doing?
Right, yeah.
Are my allies on tempo? Well, Bard wants to hit turret. Echo is kinda in their face mid lane. Graves is probably gonna continue to push top. It's like my allies are doing Singe moving towards me to take to fight or whatever. It's like my allies are doing things, right?
Yeah.
So if allies are doing things, nobody's recalling. We don't recall either.
Yeah.
We don't recall, right? And my prediction here is that you recall, allies stay kind of where they are. They look for a fight, maybe at the Baron, and they're just gonna lose the fight or whatever. That's probably somebody's gonna die from Murti. I think that's what's gonna happen here. And look, Graves keeps pushing top, right? And imagine we kept pushing bot right now. We would be kind of 4v3 in that situation, right? Because if they collapse on us, or if we collapse them on mid, it's 4v3 because Vayne is top. But instead now it's like you have the worst tempo, and then your Stinge is pushing bot, Graves is top, Echo is mid, and it's like your teammates are playing 3 versus 4 right now, right?
Right.
And they're not doing anything to win the game at the moment. You're kind of, red buff, sure, but we take red buff when we are ahead in tempo and nobody else is. So it's like we need to wait for them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. And this moment is like basically I want to show you how you're like, you basically are not taking advantage of this good position you're in. You're pushing every wave. An enemy is dead, right? You can do so much more here, but instead we just recall and we don't do anything productive to win the game, right?
Okay.
And I think that's why you struggle to win games with those insane KDS. I think that's why. You have money, you want to buy item, but it's like, just think about the tempo, right? It's so much more important than buying an item. Luckily, nobody died though, unless Graves is dead. So, yeah, it's good. Let's see what happens next. Echo recalls. Yeah, but also like you recalling first of tempo, right? Now you come back from base. You got your items. You can't go base anymore. And then now your ally has to recall, and then the next ally has to recall, right? So you recall first, and then Bar recalls, and then like Echo recalls. It's like we're not playing together ever, are we? Right? And this is why I don't want to initiate recall. I want to recall when somebody else is recalling, right? Because otherwise you have these spots where, look, it's like a 4v5 here, like a 3v4. It's like, awkward, right? And yeah, luckily he's got TP, but imagine he didn't. Who knows what would have happened here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You wanted to ping Baron. Yeah, you could have kept going a bit more, right? You realized it still, it's fine. All good. You realize Baron is up too. Play with your team, which is great. Like this. You could ult. There you go. It's fine. It's fine. No, you play with your team. It's fine.
Stole Echo's pentacle.
That's whatever. Kiss Fenta. If anything, you could have maybe.
Ulted better.
Yes, you don't tank both. You don't tank both turrets.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all. No, this is fine. Like here, I would say for sure, Baron after we get 2 kills. But it's solo queue again, and if enemies fight and you're outnumbering them, join your teammates in the fight. It's good. It's fine. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay, look. Perfect moment where you could argue that, hey, I'm a bit ahead of tempo, Echo Bard are not here, I could maybe stall, I could take Wolves. Oh, you take Wolves, good. There you go.
Also because I wouldn't get in time to farm that wave mid lane, because we have super minions.
Yeah, and it's
And
like,
also because it's risky.
it's risky, right? That's the most important thing, right? You're forward in tempo while allies are not, so you just do something else instead.
Yeah.
And again, like when you have a super minion on mid, it's hard to farm anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and now, allies are doing something bot. We try to do something else instead. We get the mid wave. It's fine. And I'm curious to see what you do after this wave, right?
I think I try to get Scuttle for Drake, because Baron's not a thing.
Well, okay, let's pause the game right now, right? We got the mid wave. What do we know? Look at the map.
Oh.
Right?
Bella's here.
So look, Kled bot, right? You start thinking about the game right now already, right? Kled bot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Velvet
We get the Velvet bot. Okay, 2v2 bot. 3 here.
So
Okay.
Baron could be done.
Yeah. Baron. We are 3v3. They have no jungler. If they come, we just win because we are ahead. We win the 3v3.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to contest or decontest, whatever, they can still have a jungler. They don't. Baron. Instantly. Graves realizes. Right? Hopefully you do as well.
Yeah, no, I was like right now. I didn't see Belveth bot lane because YouTube marker was
Oh yeah,
low.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree. When I post the game like that, it's hard for you to see.
But no, it's yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
and
right call to
everyone,
make
right?
bot
Like
lane.
this time, Graves made the call, right? But a
Yes.
lot of the games, people don't notice this and they don't make the call. So it's your responsibility to make the call, right?
Yeah.
And because we made the call, we get a Baron, we'll probably get some kills too because Bard actually has great tools. And also, I want to mention that again, if we just analyze the map that way, we know there's 2 enemies bot and only 3 enemies here, right? So we know this is a 3v3. And
Yeah.
that gives us a confidence boost that, hey, we win this. We're ahead. Look, Swain is mid too. Oh my god, this is so free. Why are we afraid, right? You see how you are afraid kind of for no reason?
I was hoping. I was kind of waiting for Heimerdinger's E.
Well, I
Kind of.
mean, you have flash and ult, so I don't think, it's a big deal for you because you can dodge it
The
instantly,
problem
right?
is I don't have reactions.
Oh, okay.
If I
Well,
see the thing, 1 second later I'm pressing flash, but I'm already stunned and dead.
oh, okay. So about that, this is why again I try to make that plan early game too, right?
Yeah.
If I know an ability exists, I can expect it. If I expect it, I'm looking for it. And if you look for it, when it's coming, you can dodge it instantly, right? Let's say Yone, like mid game Yone. Yone has ult. So before a fight starts, I'm thinking about Yone, trying to look where he is. And the moment I see Yone, I go, okay, I'm like, okay, this is the distance I need to put myself between me and Yone, so I can never get ulted. And I never get in that distance, right? Or it's like if I see Yone ult, okay, I have flash ready. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna go crazy. The moment I see the Yone ult, because I have my eyes on Yone, I'm gonna flash.
Mm-hmm.
And for you in this case is, Hammer has got turret, sure. But I have ult. I can ult instantly anywhere. The moment Hammer presses E, because I know it's coming, I press ult, and that's it. Right? And you don't need to like have reaction time or anything because you are legit looking at him. The moment you see it, you press ult, right? So I would say think about this stuff maybe like once mid game begins. Like, hey, you recall, then you go mid. While you're going mid for the first time, you just look at the map. You're like, okay, Swain has E, Hammer has E, so I'm just gonna
It's
maybe
W.
ult those, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna think about that. Okay, you can't end the game here. Really? Only Hammer is alive. 30 seconds. You might have been able to end the game, maybe. Oh well. No, it's not Hammer. Belvin is alive, but doesn't matter.
I don't know because I can't push towers that fast with Kaisa, and Heimerdinger is probably gonna alt W the wave. That
I'll,
was cringe.
I'll Belvin wasn't even defending, but it's like here I would be screaming for an end personally. I think you can do it. It's like by the time you're in there base
Yeah,
hitting
now
turrets,
now I think so as well.
there's like 10 seconds left. Like you're just running towards mid, it takes like 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And when you hit turrets, there's like 10 seconds on the hammer, and what can Belvet realistically do, right? But whatever. You are unsure, you don't want to flip it. Okay, we take Drake, right? We take Drake. Cool. I wasn't. Oh, we saw.
There it is.
Oh well. Oh well.
That was that was so close.
You were not expecting at all. You didn't expect. You thought she would defend mid for sure, right? Yeah, it's whatever. It happens. It's cool. Whatever. No big deal. It's fine. Let's see what happens next. Mhm. You just win because you look aside and there's a clet top. So you just know to go in all the way.
Here I had flashbacks, PTSD for a game where I got backdoored.
Oh, really?
So
In this spot?
it's
No
kind of hit.
way.
I kind of no, this isn't the game, but
Yeah, but
I see Kled at my inhibitor and I'm thinking, oh shit, we're gonna get backdoored. So I recall and we prolong the game without needing to.
oh, so that happened in one of your games, right?
No, this is happening here.
Here, but it's like
Yeah,
you think Clet can push faster than all of you here after you take this 4v3, right?
it's kind of kind of close for me right now because Kled has demolish and his W.
But he still has to go to the inhibitor and turret, and
True,
you don't,
true.
right? And you have minus right here.
No, I mean that's what I was thinking before. They even pinged me, but I keep with the recall. Yeah, right there, both
Yeah,
turrets
just
are gone.
end the game. There's no way.
Yeah.
Or if anything, you flash basic. Oh, good. At least you tried.
It
At least you tried. It's fine. But hell, no. I hope.
was real
Oh no.
close.
Hope they still in the game. Oh no. Did they not? They don't in the
No, they
game.
didn't.
Oh no. Oh,
No,
it's. Oh no.
I would have reported myself right
Oh
there.
no. Okay. At least I'm glad you see the mistake here. Ah. Yeah. Don't be afraid of the split pushers when you have a wave here and you have your whole team here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way, right? This is okay. I'm sure when you're gonna see this thing happen again, you're gonna go next time. It's fine.
I mean, it's probably never gonna happen again.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you learn from it, it's okay. No big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
Just keep that in mind. And again, how do we know this? Well, we count, right? If you
yeah.
fight here, it's a 4 versus 3 mid lane. So always fight. Perfect. Right? And Cred is pushing, but it's like, wait, now it's a 4 versus 1. Bard is with Swain Ball is like, we just end the game, what the hell, right? Okay. Let's see, hopefully we still just end the game anyway. Oh, let's talk about this recon. Perfect. Okay. So you take the red buff, which is gonna give you regen to make you full HP, right?
Yeah.
And your allies are all coming. Bard is pushing. Oh no, we are recalling again.
Right.
Why do we need to recall when we can end the game, right?
True. I was looking at the Lord Dominic's and I'm thinking I'm God basically now because they all stack HP, but Lord
Yeah, but
Dominic's
I
more
hope you see
damage.
how you didn't need LDR to win this fight, right? You didn't need.
Right.
If you're there, you win. You don't need the LDR to win the fight. Or
Yeah.
if you're not there, you go mid, whatever. Way better than recalling, right? And
Yeah.
luckily, no allies win. But in a lot of games, your recalling there was int because you were AFK. Basically, you basically went AFK right now,
Okay.
right? You basically went AFK. You did nothing in the last minute, right? That's kind of what
Yeah.
happened, right? And that's important to know when recalling. And how many times? 3 or 4 times you recall like this already, right? In one game?
Four, five.
Yeah, it's like it's good that we spotted this because now we're not gonna make it, and you know, it's like in those games where you are fed, you're never gonna recall for no reason anymore. And it's gonna make you win like maybe 5 to 10 more games out of 100 because it's an important thing, and this is a big deal. This is a
Right.
big mistake, right? But it's good that you're making big mistakes because big mistakes are the easiest to fix, right?
Right.
Because right now, after watching this, I'm sure you're gonna realize that hey, this recall is like, look, my
Big.
body is pushing, yes, Singe is there, right? Echo has TP probably, whatever. It's like, why do I recall here? Everybody's doing something, but I'm recalling what, right? Doesn't make any sense. So I'm
Right.
sure you're not gonna make this mistake again, or at least not as often, and eventually not at all, right?
Okay. I'll try.
Right?
Yeah.
This one, like, it's like in league, everybody has some mistakes that they make more than other people, right? And
Yeah.
for you, this is the biggest thing I would say to focus on, right? You have other things to focus on as well, right? For sure. But this is the biggest for you, I would say. If you fix this, you're gonna climb like crazy because this is hella important, right?
Okay.
This is also important. Great. Yeah, honestly, great mechanics. Again, mechanics are fine. You just gotta focus more on expecting things because if you expect them, it's very easy to dodge everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, just fix that mistake that with recalls because it's crazy. And also, yeah, like after getting a wave, right? We try to look at the map and see what's up. Right? We get this wave. We look at the map. And first red flag is that our ally is dead, right? When ally is dead, you don't want to fight really. So yeah, just try to look for those turrets more often because a lot of the times they're free, right? Good. Great.
Yeah. Quick question.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I have been spamming Kaisa and Zaya
Let's see.
last season, though, not this season. I was kind
Hmm.
of
Let's see.
trying out some more picks. Um,
Yeah, I don't have that many games even.
no, because I actually started playing at the end of the season
Oh, okay.
after a 1 year break.
Hmm.
And it was the first time that I ever climbed to diamond.
I see. I
It
see.
was just crazy. I don't know how that happened, but apparently I'm good for diamond at least because I just did it again. So, but the question is, should I keep on at least until master? Should I keep on spamming these two champions, Kaisa and Zaya, or
So yeah, let's say first of all, let me ask you, what are the champions you just like playing? Screw beta, screw. What are the champions you just like playing?
oh yeah, let me open up the client
And
because
just tell me the
I
champions that you like. That's basically the most important thing, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure, I have played a lot of Jinx and Jin.
So you like Jinx, you like Jin, you probably like
Yeah,
Kai'Sa, I think, because you play her a lot for sure, right?
yes, love Kaisa, love Zaya,
Zaya and maybe
and
what else?
I
Ezreal.
have them. I have them in my favorites in the client. I just don't remember them all. Uh,
But we don't need to care like about all of them. Like, what are your five most favorite, basically? Let's say. Let's look at that.
five most favorite.
Yeah, let's say.
Oh, it's hard because it's a swinging
Oh,
feeling.
so it's like maybe it's like me when I was playing mostly normals. A new skin release for Caitlyn. I'm gonna pick Caitlyn for the next month.
Yeah, yeah. I actually tried Caitlyn out this week, but too clunky. I love Aphelios.
Okay.
Varus feels so good to play, especially when you're going for the lethality build. I don't really like the
Sure. Yeah, lethality is solid,
one
right?
hit.
It's solid. It destroys Jinx,
Uh,
for example.
yes. Who else? Tristana, pretty good as well. Kind of. She's borderline clunky
Okay.
for me because I don't like immobile, but she still has that W and
She's
potential
highly
for
mobile.
the
Come on,
scaling.
she's highly
Yeah,
mobile.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like in movement speed.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Lucian pretty good as well. Uh, I could say Senna,
Okay.
but she's not really an ADC, even though she's
Yeah,
kind
she's
of
more
good.
of a situational
Yeah.
weird pick. Sure.
Uh, Ash sometimes feels good, but I really hate on hit, and Ash
Hmm.
is pretty much never gonna build crit.
Yeah, pretty much. I like, unfortunately.
Same for Callista. She feels good, but on hit, hate it.
It looks like you're a Navori enjoyer, I would say.
Navari and Infinity Edge mostly.
Yeah, that's look. You're playing Kaisa with Navori, Xayah with Navori, Ezreal with Navori, Lucian with Navori, probably, right? You're a
Oh, I
Navori
mean
enjoyer. It's good.
that Ezreal, those games with Ezreal, I was giga tilted.
Hmm.
It doesn't show. I mean, the first game with Ezreal it shows, but I was super tilted because I had been pretty much put with an autofilled support for what the last 7 games out of 10. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna if I'm first picking, I'm blind picking Ezreal for sure.
Okay.
And if I see my support picking something that I don't really like, I go Ezreal. That goes for like mages and bard because I hate
Hmm.
mages and bard.
Understandable.
But
So,
then I instantly dropped him because he's too hard.
okay. So, how come you're playing Kaisa and Zaya mostly right now?
I
NMF,
love
I
them.
guess.
Misfortune was pretty much to just get out of platinum and
You
low
stopped.
emerald.
Then you stopped. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But you didn't enjoy playing her?
No, I
No?
hate her
Okay.
to with every last bit of myself.
Eh, don't
She's
play her.
clunky. She feels good sometimes when you ult, but
Hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, the
I'm
passive
not,
is a bit weird. Far with as well. It's goofy. No single target. Yeah, I mean, so when it comes to champions, right? I always tell people play what you like because if you play a champion you like, you're going to enjoy learning it, and you're going to play it more, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
Kai'Sa, I'm guessing you'll enjoy Kai'Sa probably, right? I think
yeah.
you like it, right?
I
Like
love the
Kai'Sa,
fast pew pew.
it's
I
like you
love
have
Zaya's fast pew pew, and then
yeah,
boom.
yeah, it's really cool. And
Jinx,
you said
same.
like Jinx because Jinx long range fun, right? And Varus, right? You said you like Vitality Varus.
Varus is pretty much the better Ashe for me.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
Also because his auto attack animation very good.
Mhm.
Jin, how can you not like Jin?
Yeah, it's perfect,
Uh,
right?
Aphelios, I mean, I don't know. He's probably the one that I feel most love towards.
And how come you're
Uh,
not playing him?
I think I was, yeah, right there.
But
This
it's
season,
like 20 games. It doesn't really count.
true. Not really,
Right?
but he's it's kind of bad for solo queue, especially below diamond.
Well, I would say like no champion is bad, and the division doesn't matter anyway,
Yeah.
in my opinion, right? And this why like play what you enjoy above anything.
Hmm.
But also, when it comes to solo queue, of course, like sure, I'm gonna play Smolder a game. I'm gonna say yeah, I like Smolder, but I'm not gonna
Oh
pick
yeah.
him in solo queue. No. And I would say it's the same for you with Aphelios. Like you don't really have that much experience with Aphelios, I presume, right? Especially not in solo queue.
Not in solo
Have
queue,
like
but I
20
did
games,
play him
right?
in normals. I think I got mastery 50K mastery points, so not that much.
Yeah, but you're not really used to everything yet, solo queue and so on, right? So I would say, have a balance between what you like and what you already know, right? And you
Yeah.
already know Kai'Sa really well, you already know Zaya really well, you already know Varus really well,
No, no. Most played are Jinx and Jin,
Jinx
but I
Jin.
dropped them out last season for I don't know, wasn't feeling like them. Now I'm trying to because my three most played champions are Jinx, Jin, and Katarina.
Okay,
So I'm trying to get rid of that face and get Kaisa to
that's
third
understandable.
place,
Yeah, I used to have
and then
Nar, it's like third most played, don't worry.
uh,
Yeah, so what is your plan so far? Like, how come you're playing Kai'Sa and Zaya and Ezreal only right now? Come.
um, Kaisa, I feels bad to play her. Not really doesn't feel bad to play her, but feels bad to draft her because it's mostly 90% of the time you're gonna lose lane on paper. Zaya is
Well,
always nice because blind pickable, can shred tanks, or I mean, tanks are not really a problem for Zaya.
and she deals well with assassins, right?
Very good with assassins.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I see three assassins, I'm insta locking Zaya,
It's good. It's good.
or even two. I just get ultimate hunter and exhaust, and I'm unkillable.
Good.
Uh, Jinx Jin, love them for the long range first and
Mm-hmm.
the feeling because Jinx pew 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 fast, very fast.
And
Jin
she's
moves
just
very fast.
yeah.
Um, Ezreal, no, I kind of play him sometimes because
Well,
he's good.
what about maybe blind pick Ezreal more often then, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So we could have a plan for you then. Like if you have to blind pick and you have a support you don't like Bart, sure, we could play Ezreal in case we into one with two, right? They have like Zed and Rengar. Okay, we pick Zaya. Their engage doesn't matter. We just dodge it with our ult.
yeah.
Um, if you have like a Karma, like a lane bully with movement speed, like a shield, Karma Jean could be really great, right? If you have Milio, maybe go Jinx, right?
Totally.
And for everything else, or engage support, we go Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa can have a really nice burst with engage support. And then if your team engages, your engage support engages mid late game, you can engage as well with Kai'Sa, right? So
Okay.
that could be a really solid plan for you, right?
I was also
And
feeling like if I have a team of a Kali top lane, Yone mid, Rengar jungle,
yeah,
and
if you have
Kai'Sa.
assassins in your team, right, you can really play Jinx or Jin in mobile
No,
champions,
exactly.
right?
So that's why I was thinking of playing Varus sometimes.
Varus in those cases. I mean, he's kind of immobile too, right? But it's like
Oh no, if my team has assassins.
Yeah, if your team has assassins, right, you can't go, I know, jinx because you don't have frontline, you have assassins, right? But in those games, don't you think maybe, Zaya or Kai'Sa would be better? Isn't Varus like the same problem that he's immobile?
More self-reliant, right?
I mean, he's got the ultimate, which is true. He can burst somebody. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm
sure.
more treating him as a utility pick, so I could
And it's a
enable.
better Ashe, as you said. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, like, again, when it comes to drafting, right? It's
Mhm.
important. What's really important is that in solo queue, you don't have too many champions, right? Because when I
Yeah.
ask you what are your most
Funny for you.
favorite, you just kind of hesitate to say five because you like so many, right?
Yes.
And yeah, like Caitlyn as well. I have over 300,000 points on Caitlyn, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not confident to pick her in solo queue at all, right? So I don't play her, right?
Okay.
So maybe that should be the same for you with Aphelios, right? It's like,
I don't know. I kind of feel comfortable with Aphelios because he feels good to play.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
But, it depends if you played him or not. If you want to pick up Aphelios again, play some flex game maybe first, spam them
True.
for spam flex games with Aphelios for a while, then just go solo queue crazy, right? That's fine. But if you have the advantage of not being an OTP and you can draft based on what your team has and what the enemy team has, right?
Okay.
So if you have a reason to pick Kai'Sa, pick Kai'Sa. If you have a reason to pick Varus, and don't question it, right? Don't
Okay.
question draft too much. If you have a reason, they have assassins, you pick Zaya, that's great. Perfect, right? And you're gonna do better.
Okay.
And you don't have to overthink your pick and whatnot. And what's important is that you don't get into those situations where you are like, man, if this game I picked Zaya instead of Kai'Sa, I think I would survive that fight and won the game. Don't think about that. Don't think like that
Oh yeah. No.
because
Totally.
that's just gonna make you hate drafting a lot more. Okay,
Yeah. So do
so
you think 7 champions are too much? Too
that's
many?
my the limit. I limit myself to like five,
Uh,
but it's like if you have seven that you can play consistently well, that's not bad. That's not a problem. It's fine to have a larger champ pool, right?
I mean, I don't know if I can play them consistently well. They all play out pretty much the same because Aphelios, Jinx,
Yeah, they're similar, sure, right?
Xayah, hyper carries,
Yeah,
Jhin, Varus, utility, Kai'Sa, and Lucian, early game. So
sure.
it's
Like
kind
you
of
have a good plan already,
not a bad
right?
pick.
If you're play those champions, you can play them, and you know when to draft them. It's fine. Do it. It's not a big deal, right? I don't
Yeah,
condemn people having a larger champion, right? Like for example, a mid laner. Mid laners and top laners, they
yeah,
usually pick last. They need to counter pick because counter picking in solo lanes is way more important. But in bot lane, supports matter a little bit more when it comes to drafting, right?
yeah. No, no. I mean, I always try to first pick as ADC or
Yeah,
I mean second pick because then I can give the counter pick to somebody else because counter pick in bot lane doesn't exist.
yeah,
More
it
about
exists,
support.
but it's not as important, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So again, like you just pick a champion based on the information you know. And if your first pick it based on the champions you have in your team, right?
okay.
That's a good plan to have, a solid plan. You know when Ezreal is the best pick. It's up to you. And
Uh,
most of the time, it's not really a mistake if you pick Ezreal when maybe you should have gone Zai. It's like whatever, it's solo queue. It
right.
doesn't matter, right?
The thing is with Ezreal, I really hate him. He's too hard to execute,
Then
and
then don't play him, right? It's simple,
exactly no. I'm
right?
if I need to blind pick, I'll just go Xayah because
Exactly. They have assassins,
it's
you have
safe.
Zaya. They have frontline, you have Zaya, shred tanks.
Yeah,
You need to play safe bot, you have Zaya ult. Like, it's fine. Good. You found your answer. No more Israel if you hate him, right?
yeah,
It's good,
perfect.
right?
Okay, I
I
got
want
my
you,
7 champion pool.
I want you to like the game and want to improve. And drafting is important for sure. But again, this is what we care about. Not joining those
Yeah,
4v5s,
yeah,
not
yeah, totally.
recalling, right? And those are huge mistakes you made that hopefully you don't make again.
Yeah,
And then you need to think a little about drafting, but it's not that important, right? It's good.
I was more worried about is it gonna um, hinder my climb if I try to widen up my champion pool.
No, it's fine. Like I myself, last year when I started playing like an actual tournament and so on, I had to widen my champion a lot more as well, right? So I started picking Ashe more often, Xayah more often, Kai'Sa, right? I try to widen it, and it's good. It gives you more experience, makes you a better player overall. It's fine,
Right. Yeah.
right? And in games that you pick like third, for example, it happens sometimes because the jungle was to first pick, right?
Yeah.
That's when you see a couple of their champions. They have like a Z Rengar. You just know, yeah, we could go Xayah here instead of Jinx, and we know it's better, and that's gonna give you a small advantage. That's gonna increase your win rate overall. So knowing how to draft better for sure is good. It's better than being OTP. But it's
Yeah.
also harder to do. That's the only downside. But I think you can do it. You know what you're doing. You have good reasoning like behind your picks, so you should be more confident in your draft. It's good.
Okay.
And you just
And
want to build more confidence in game as well. Ping more often, be more assertive, see what your teammates are doing. It's good.
sure. Yeah.
Like as a diamond player, you are way above average in my eyes, and for sure you can get at least master. But that's only at least. Now that you know these things, you see where you're making these mistakes, these big mistakes, right? You're gonna get master for sure this season, in my opinion, if you just keep playing every day. I would say.
Even while playing 7 champions.
Yeah, why not?
Damn.
Why not? Like
That's some.
you could do a coin
like,
flip. You could go on random.org, put like 8 champions in there, and when on the next champ select, do a random one every
just
time.
flip it.
You could do a random one every single time, but you just don't make this mistake of joining a 4v fight. You don't recall here, and here, and then you don't, I don't know, not take the 4v3 here or whatever. You don't do that, and it's like you're master already, no matter what champ you're playing, right? That's what you need to focus on mostly. Like champions, sure, they matter, they give you a small advantage, but this is what we really need to focus on, right? This is the thing we need to focus on, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
And also, another thing I want to say, when you recognize the situation, right? Like the Drake fight or whatever, try to make a decision and just stick with that decision through the end, right? You see your ally is dead, or like you see all allies alive, all enemies alive, and there's a Drake coming up. Everybody's prepared for Drake, and there's a mid wave. Okay, I'm gonna get mid wave, and if nobody else is coming mid, I'm gonna keep pushing mid. I'm gonna make the decision, see what happens. Maybe if you joined the fight, you would have won the fight, but you didn't, so you lost. It's fine. You made a decision, you went through with it, you learn from it, right? Good.
Yeah.
Or you make a decision, it works out great, we do it again. If it doesn't work out, we look at the VOD, we look at the replay, and you're going to learn how to watch your games a lot better after this, I'm sure. Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's another problem that I have. I don't really replay games. Sometimes I do, but I mean, I would have never spotted this problem with the recalls.
exactly, right? And if anything, today's session will teach you how to simplify the game, make it easier for you to see what's correct and not. Because when have I ever talked about, I don't know, did I ever talk about Kled Q, Kled E, Vayne Condemn? I didn't really talk
No.
about it, right? I
Yeah,
didn't
this
talk
is
about
all.
Vayne Condemn because this is all like extra information that's not as important as the big things, right?
True.
And this
Yeah.
is why I simplified the game. I don't look at the key things, only focus on those important things. In mid game, I count enemies. I don't even care who they are. They are a number in my eyes. If it's a 4v3, I'm going in every time. It doesn't matter who they are. And this is how I simplify the game for myself and learn to make less mistakes and to gather more information more quickly, right?
Okay.
And when watching replays, you can now do this as well. You can just watch the map. Look, oh, my allies are doing something. If Kai'Sa recalls here, it means Kai'Sa is gonna walk like that and then do nothing, and allies do something. That's bad, right?
Right.
Things like this will become more obvious to you, and when you watch a replay, you're unsure of. Like if you play a game, you're unsure of a decision made. When you watch the replay, I want you to again break down the map, those 4 steps: enemies, position, allies, objectives, midwave, right? Look at that.
Okay.
You're gonna know exactly what's correct most of the time, which is great. That's gonna help you improve from your own mistakes, right? By
Do you
yourself.
think I could watch like VODs of other players. I've been following some ADCs on Twitch, including you, to see who, like, sometimes who is online. I could just look at their stream and see what they're playing and try to
Yeah.
follow in with
Yeah,
the
so
clips.
basically what happened to me, like I was hard stuck diamond for 4 seasons, and then I decided, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna climb. And
Okay.
what I did was one of the most important things was, just learn from better players, right? I was open Twitch, I look at change the ADCs, try to look at somebody who has maybe a similar champion pool. It might be easier for you. But it's not that important. What's important is that they actually like say what they're doing, why, and
Yeah.
not even that. Just focus on on watching what they do and what you
Yeah.
would have done in that place if
Okay.
you were in that game, right? And
You know,
sometimes you get mind blown.
yeah, true. Because sometimes I was it yesterday?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it was yesterday. I hopped into your stream and I
Yeah.
asked you why you were building Kraken instead of Storm Razor, and I
Mhm.
was like, nah, I would have definitely went for Storm Razor and Rapid Fire Infinity in that composition,
Yeah.
but you went Kraken and Runans, which just that's a that's a hyper carry mindset for me.
And it's
I
like
would have never
mind
gone for
blown.
it.
Right. And
Yeah,
there are things you can like similar things builds. I mean, builds are a bit less important, but when it comes to jinx, for example, for me, yeah, I'm just doing a special thing because I'm confident in my ability to just make it work, and I know it works for me, and I know it
no,
works for a
yeah,
lot of people that tried it, right?
you got Challenger with Jinx, so
Yeah, it's like I did it. I
at
got
least you're
challenger
allowed.
by building Runar second. I know it's good. I'm gonna keep doing it, right?
Yeah,
But when I was learning the game better, I didn't really look at builds that much. Again, I was just looking at the decision they made. For example, yesterday I played the game. My allies were Baron, enemies were looking for Baron, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna push mid and see what happens. And I pushed
right.
mid, an enemy came towards me, a second enemy came towards me, and then the teammates win the 4v3 fight at Baron, right? It's
Okay.
like, wow. Like a couple years ago, I would have never pushed mid here in this situation. I would have never done this. But why did I do it? Well, because I saw the ADC I was learning from do it in one of his games, and it worked for him.
Uh-huh.
And then I learned, and I did it myself. And now look, I learned a new skill. Right? It's crazy. Learning from better players it works. It's great, right?
I mean,
And
I'm saying this, but the really the only reason that I ever picked up Kaisa is
mhm,
because of this particular situation in was it Worlds
let's see,
2022 or something?
let's see what's happening here. Oh my god!
That is the reason when that's the
Oh my
moment when
god!
I thought I need to play Kaisa. I need that dopamine burst.
Oh my god!
That was fucking crazy.
Well, I'm sure you can see why he did it, right? The Guardian
Yeah,
Angel, right?
Donna W off.
Got the double and then freaking
The
uh,
Morgana E was off. Stun was off. He had Guardian Angel
yeah,
flash
like
in
this
and
is
just
great.
burst down Jinx, and
Yeah, but
then you have RNG behind you.
these are pro players. I don't really watch pro play. Uh,
Right.
I enjoy pro play, but I don't watch it. Instead,
No,
again
no,
I was
same. This was just like
yeah. You saw this clip. It
I,
seemed cool, right?
first I thought I saw the clip and then I saw the game because this was just mind fucking.
Yeah, but I would say like pro play is way different than solo queue, right? And this is why I
Yes.
was just watching streamers that are
Right.
challenger because it's about solo queue, right? Solo queue is different, and if they do things in solo queue and it works for them, it means I can apply too. But if you do what Kaisa did in that clip in pro play, if you do it in solo queue, oh boy, it might be the result might be a bit different, right? You never know, right? It's
Very much,
crazy, right?
very much.
And
Do you know anything on YouTube? Because I don't really, I'm not really a Twitch guy. Um, I just earlier today, I saw this channel. Instead of Challenger replays, which just uploads stomps, I found challenger match, and it seems good because at least there's some games where there's two hyper carries, one for each game, one for each team.
Mhm.
So it's kind of
It's more fair,
balanced.
more balanced. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But do you know anything else?
no, like I was watching. Like the way I learned, I was opening my Twitch. Okay, I go. I don't know. I go Jack Spectra. Boom. And when he's live, I'm watching. Or it's like if it's like midnight, I'm gonna go to sleep in like an hour. I will go to videos. I click here, and I would just be like, let's
Okay.
see, is he playing Jinx in one of these games? Oh, this game is playing Jinx. Okay, I'm gonna watch this game from
All
start
right.
to end and see what he's doing. Watch the map. Okay, in this position he recalled. Here he decided to push the wave instead of going to join his team. Blah blah blah. I look at stuff like that. I,
Who is this guy?
he was he reached rank one US a couple of seasons ago on US Challenger US rank one, and he's a pro player. He played in LEC. He's in Team Heretics. I just just a friend told me about him because he was
Oh,
playing similar champions, and then I saw him. Yeah, he's good. I learned from him. Right, he's good.
all right.
But
Good.
it's less important who you watch, right? As long as they do educational content and playing like challenger games, GM games, master class games, whatever, you can learn a
Yeah.
lot from them, right?
Currently, I'm like searching for information coming from higher than master, even if master 100 LP is far away, more
It's like
further than master for me because
it's you're
difference.
only 500 LP away. It's not much. Come on, give yourself some
Right?
credit.
No, but difference in game is
I
kind
mean, yeah,
of
it's huge. I agree, right?
yeah.
But
Even the Diamond 2 leap is probably further away than I think.
I want to give you some confidence boost and tell you that below master, nobody knows about this concept that I told you about, right? This is why again I call my teammates dogs, for fun because they don't know this stuff. Like right now, I'm not really calling them that because I'm playing high relos. But when I was climbing through diamond for the first time,
Right.
I was feeling like, wait, I know what I'm doing. These guys don't. Nobody knows this stuff. Only I do. And after I learned it, I climbed up to diamond, right? But before that, I didn't know it, which means diamond players don't know this as well. And every time
Yeah.
I
No.
play with friends on lower division or I played on Christmas on another account because on a bad setup to prove you can win in lower divisions, we won
Yeah.
even a 4v5 game in Emerald. It's like people don't know this stuff, and now you're gonna go practice or recalls,
Hmm.
practicing what fights to join, getting better habits, playing around at midwave, not recalling for items like that. You're gonna do that, and while you do that, then ADC will keep doing the mistakes, and you
Okay.
won't. So you'll just climb, right? It's kind of that simple. It's kind of all it takes because you already have the hardest things down, mechanics, wave management, builds. You already know all this stuff. You just need to look at the biggest mistake you make. Once you fix them, you're gonna just be better off. There's no you don't
Okay.
climb. Okay, so you just need to
Okay.
have more confidence in yourself. You can do it.
Sure. Sure. All right.
Great. So okay. Any other questions?
I'm trying to think of some. I mean, you said I should practice in Flex, but I don't really play Flex. I don't really like it.
I mean, I was only referring to like affiliates or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
What helped me like learn a new champion is play normals or flex and to learn that champion to be able to pick them in solo queue. But at the end of the day, personally, I always went back to Jinx. But for you, because you have a wider champion pool, you're probably always gonna go back to Zaya, Varus, Kaiser. Probably always gonna play the same champions anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
So you don't have to worry about playing flex or normals. Keep going solo queue.
Okay.
Like I'm sure you know your champions well enough at this point.
Uh, I mean, Kaisa and Zaya for sure. Jinx and Jin, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
Uh,
need anything more.
little less about Lucian and Aphelios Varus, but I think
You can manage, right?
except for Aphelios, I'm probably gonna pick them up in 5 games or something.
Yeah,
Because
it's good.
Lucian is pretty simple. Just need to kite much better than I do.
Just
I
careful
mean,
with your dash. See when
yeah,
enemies are mispositioned. In early games, see if the enemy support is too far away. It means you can go on the enemy ADC, right? See
right.
if they have a trash hook or not. If they miss a trash hook, just go in. Stuff like
Yeah,
that, right? And it's similar with every champion. Like, no matter what you play in bot lane, if they have trash and jinx and they miss the trash hook, well, you can kill the jinx, baby, right? No
yeah,
matter what champ you're playing. And that's why champs are less important, but champions, again, give you a small advantage if you pick them in the right games. For
yeah,
sure, for sure,
yeah,
right? And this is why I have an advantage, because you can actually draft better than
yeah. Okay,
myself.
perfect. Do you know of, because what I do usually for builds and meta picks, or just get a general idea for meta. First of all, OPGG, I get like the item sets. I don't look at the base build. I look at what is been being picked more often and has a higher win rate. Because for now, everybody is building Yomu on Jin, but
Hmm.
Stormrazor still has more win rate, except if you go for Yomu and Hubris, because
Yeah,
that's a better
so let me
win
give
rate.
you my take on those builds and we race on builds, right? So when it comes to meta and builds and so on, and the win rates, they only show you what is, right? But they never show you what can be. So this is why, for example, myself, I go Kraken Runan on Jinx, even though that's not meta, nobody does it. But I do it and I have 60% with it as Jinx, right? Doing it. And no website tells you to do this. No website shows that this is a good win rate. Because this is not really a thing. This is more of a what can be. But this can be a thing, but people didn't catch on yet. So if Jhin is meta with like Vitality, and you play Stormrazor and whatnot, and you have a positive win rate, it works, you're climbing, it means you also found a loophole. It means this works for you. You should keep doing it,
Yeah,
right? And for sure, like those builds, they are good, right? But if you are more comfortable on something else and it works for you, you should keep doing it, no matter
yeah.
what the
That's
meta
why I
tells you,
was
right?
kind of unsure about Kaisa building on hit instead of crit, because I don't really feel like playing on hit. It feels wrong for me.
Go Navori. Navori is it's really good, for sure,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
super good.
Same for Virus. I hate the on hit, and I hate the little damage with each attack. So
Yeah,
I'll probably only build in lethality, even if
yeah,
there's
really good,
7 tanks.
right? You play, even though they have 7 tanks, whatever, you have Serilda, skills with vitality. Good, you can
Yeah,
melt
that's
tanks.
the thing.
Perfect, fine, whatever, right? It's good.
Yeah,
As I want to also tell you that if you play a build that you enjoy and that feels good for you, you're gonna have a better win rate than playing with a more optimal build because it feels worse for you. So you're gonna
right.
perform worse with it, right? This is
Yeah,
why I
that's why.
cannot play with attack speed. If I don't have attack speed, I can't play the game. And that's it.
Right.
That's why I buy Runan. And it works, right? It works. If I buy Infinity, I cancel basic attacks, I don't play well.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like you buy Infinity Edge, but you cancel basic attacks. You buy Runan, you never cancel basic attacks. What's more damage? Well, probably not canceling basic attacks. So that's why I do my thing, right? So
yeah,
if you don't like on hit, go crit, go Navori, go Lethality Varus, go for it. It's good, they are working. And if you like them, even better, right?
right.
Perfect.
Yeah. What do you think of skill capped? Because I mostly watch videos from them.
I think they have really good videos overall. Like they explain really nice concepts, and basically, skill capped is what I consider skill capped to be what league tutorial should be, right?
Right.
Right
Yeah.
now, the concepts I told you about, they don't teach you those in the league tutorial.
No.
Never.
Okay.
You never heard about them. Nobody tells you about them. And skill capped. I didn't watch a lot of their stuff, but I know they have some really good things. They make some good points, and they kind of open your eyes to what the game actually is. And I think
Yeah.
it's
No.
good. I think it's
Actually,
good.
I learned a lot in 2022, because 2023 I didn't play the game. I didn't
Hmm.
watch the videos. But what they used to do was put out these videos that were a gold mine for me, because um, first tailored for each role, so it was one video for jungle, one video for
Yeah.
ADC. Um, one of their challenger players was smurfing, and every, I don't know, like 5 minutes, they were doing stuff like, um, "This is the situation. What should Hector do?
Yeah, those are
Uh,
really good.
A, B, C, and D."
It's
Yeah,
basically what we did in the session. Like we pause the game.
yes,
I want you to tell me what we know on the map, what the next decision, right?
those
Because
were
this is
invaluable.
also what is gonna happen in your head when you play, right? That's
Yeah,
the right mindset to have. Except in game you have a bit less time to think about it, but with practice you'll become better and faster. It's fine.
right.
Right?
Okay.
And also, like when you make a bad decision, don't feel too bad. Like we are learning, right? It's fine. Sometimes you won't
Yeah,
have time to make the right decision. You might miss information, but it's fine. That's why you practice, right? You
and that's
can't.
why you watch the replay,
That's why you
and
watch the
I
replay.
totally should
Watching
watch the
replay is
replay.
fine. Yeah, it should help.
Okay.
Like a lot of people say it's kind of boring, but it's like to improve at the league, you don't only have to play league. You need to do stuff outside of league as well. Otherwise, you can really
Yeah,
improve. If
yeah,
you play 8 hours a day and never do anything else, you're not really gonna improve. That's the thing.
yeah.
You need to
It's
have a
kind of like
research base, right?
it's kind of like doing music, playing an instrument. Yeah,
Pretty much.
you can play the instrument, but you also need to read the sheet of paper.
Yeah, you need to actually like do research and learn. Right? You can
Yeah.
just play. That's the thing.
All right.
Good.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
you're welcome.
You really just opened up the what was bottlenecking me from just picking 7 champions, because I've been constantly told to keep to 1 to 3 champions up until master.
Yeah, like that's I would say good advice because it's generally easier for people to only play a few champions.
Yeah.
But if somebody like yourself can play multiple and you actually know when to draft them and you do, like, why not keep doing it? It works. It works for you. Keep doing it. It's fine. Why not?
Okay. The only
It's good.
thing I don't really know when I could pick Jinx based on the enemy team.
Jinx, I would say, like Jinx, I would say if you
Heavy
just
front
have good
line,
front line.
sure.
If
Yeah,
if you think about the team fights being, front to back,
yeah.
perfect, right? If
Same
they
thing
don't,
for Aphelios, I guess.
yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's like if they have a Vi, you're already like, Vi, I pick Jinx,
Probably not Jinx.
right? But
Insta-pick Zaya.
if they have like a Darius top, Maokai jungle, their middle lane is like a mage, and then their bottom lane is whatever, doesn't matter, Draven, Renata, I don't know, whatever. That's a team comp you can just front to back, nobody, no
Yeah.
assassins. You're just gonna hit first target, hydro passive, pop off.
Hmm.
Great. And your teammates are like Milio, a mage mid, frontline jungler, like went top. Yeah, look, we have a solid team comp, right? Front to back, no bullshit assassins, no
That's
nothing.
a
Right?
that's a dream in solo queue.
Happens more often than you think, honestly. Happens quite often. But we all remember those games with like Rengar and Zed in the same game, right? That's the ones we remember all life. Right.
Yeah, I still have
Right.
PTSD
Oh
from
boy.
a game that I played in season 4. That's when I started
Oh my
playing.
god, this is the fun.
It was a nightmare because I used to be a Thresh one trick in season 4.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
Based.
um, and I was obviously bronze, silver, elo,
Or just
and
learning the game, playing for fun.
yeah,
It's
no,
good.
it was real fun the first
Mhm.
season. Um, I had this group of friends, and we instantly, every game we played, we instantly banned, um, was it Udyr and Master Yi? Because if either one of those picked up the Pharaoh Flare, that was GG for me. They just jumped on you and killed you.
Yep.
That was horrible, horrible to play against.
PTSD. Yep. Do be like
But
that when you play ADC.
I only recently, I mean, recently, it been playing 10 years, and only 2 years I've actually thought of improving. So that's a big regret. Because if I actually tried in season 4 and 6 and 5 and
Yeah,
7
for
and
sure. I feel you on that one, but at the same time, you gotta remember that you gotta like if I played more try hard, less for fun when I was in high school, for example, or whatever,
right,
I wouldn't have had the friends I have now. I wouldn't have the same love for the game I have now,
yeah,
and maybe I wouldn't be playing it right now either, because I would be burnt out, right? So
I mean,
so enjoying the game, learning to enjoy the game first for a few years, I think that's really really good, and then you try to improve. Because I know somebody from Challenger remember saying, or like a pro player, whatever they said, or a coach, who know, I don't remember who it was, but they said if you're not challenging like your first or second year of playing, you're probably not going to be a good player or a pro player. When I heard that, I got upset. I was like, what do you mean?
that's
Everybody climbs
I
at a
think.
different rate. Everybody is at a different step on the ladder towards
Yeah.
a high rank, right? And some people fall off the ladder, they stop playing. Some people just stay stuck on the same place because they don't know how to go forward. And some people look up and they're like, yeah, I want to be up there. And then they get coaching, they look at videos like yourself, right?
Right.
And if it takes you longer, a few years, that's fine. Don't let anybody like rush you towards the top, because if you
I mean,
rush towards the top, you might fall, right?
it happened with Gumayushi. He was what 15 years old when he started playing the game,
Mm-hmm.
and Baker was already 3 times world champion, and he was like, okay, I want to do that. So he started playing more and more, but it took him what 4 years to reach pro play, which is, I mean,
That's pretty good.
a short time. But then you look at people like uh, who's the current jungler for Fnatic,
I have no
Razork.
idea.
Razork, he's been. I'm pretty sure he's only been playing pro play for what 3 years, 4 years, and
I mean,
he has been playing the game for longer than that. So
and
it's kind of a hot take from that guy, whoever said that.
yeah, and it's like, I can remember us normal people, we have other things going on in life as well, not
Right.
just League
Yeah.
of Legends. Right? We can't really play 10 hours a day every day, right?
I
We
mean, I
can't really
would go
afford to do
crazy.
that. We got
I
crazy.
feel
You're
I
not
feel sick after 6 hours. What do you
like,
mean
my
10
limit
hours?
is 4 hours non-stop. After 4 hours, I stay playing bad. I take a break. I do something else, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
some people are different. Some people play 10 hours a day. In 2 years, they are a pro player, right? Good for them. But
Yeah.
not everyone can be like them. And we gotta understand that and take things at our own pace, so you don't get discouraged, so you don't give up. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah. No. 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 Totally.
Okay.
All right.
It's been 2 hours.
Nice.
Oh my
Well,
god, nice. We talked a little. I hope I opened your eyes, made you more
yes.
confident in anything, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you just said that I could reach master
Yeah, I'm
while
telling
playing
you,
7 games. So of course I'm gonna be
like,
super
I
confident
looked at
now.
your gameplay and it's like, if you fix those big mistakes, like, I don't think anything is really holding you back from master, because the diamond players you're going to keep playing with, they will still make those mistakes and you won't, which means you'll climb. It makes absolute sense. And there's no way that's wrong, because I went through that, right? I know it's correct.
Right.
So, yeah, more
Okay.
confidence, you can do it, no big deal. It's fine.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you so much,
all
Alan.
right. Yeah, if you have any other questions later, a few days, come toward my Twitch, ask me live or DM me or whatever. It's fine. I don't mind asking
Yeah, I mean,
questions.
now that you removed the map cover, I'm totally
Yeah, I got
stealing your
feedback on the map
games.
cover. I hate it as well. And I said, you know what? Screw the stream snipers. Cheaters never prosper. I'm gonna do everything without the map cover. Content over LP. That's what I'm
Yeah,
playing
no,
towards.
that's the type of stream that I want to watch because it's just much better
Yeah,
to
I completely
understand
agree.
what you're
I
doing.
completely agree. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
I'll try to steal some Jinx games from you.
Go for that. Go for it. I believe that information shouldn't be secret. Right? That's what I
All right.
believe. So I feel happy to share information with people. Okay. Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, take care.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you in Master soon, hopefully, right?
I'll make sure to send you
Yeah, so show me the
the
promoted to
photo.
Master photo, okay?
Yes,
Okay?
yes. I already screenshot the diamond photo, and I'm thinking about putting it on a mug or a
Oh
t-shirt or
no, when
something
you
like
get
that.
Master, you put that in a frame and put it on your wall. You have to do it. Has to be
I'm
done.
definitely thinking because that's the goal.
That's
Diamond,
that's really good.
beautiful, yes. 2% of the world, but I need master.
I remember Master first time. Oh my god, man, I was a different man. And yeah, you can do it. Don't worry. You'll get there eventually, right? Take things
Okay,
at your own pace, okay? Don't rush things. Good.
perfect, perfect.
Bye.
Thank you again.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. Man, I feel like coaching makes me love the player base more. Yeah. People say league is toxic, and so on, but it's not really true, right? It's not true. It's like people that flame in game or whatever, they don't have mental issues. They're just going through a phase where they don't really know what they're talking about, they don't really see. But if they, they were watching a coaching session like this one, maybe they would be a better person player, not flame anymore. League would be way better. Who knows? But I'm trying my best. If I don't know, if 10 people watch this and they become better in life at league, they stop flaming, they become better player. That's all I care about. It's enough. I'm happy, right? Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.